There's a kind of person who sees too much, not with their eyes, but with their mind. They walk into a room and instantly feel the tension. They hear words, but notice what wasn't said. They watch people smile and sense the hidden resentment behind it. These are not gifted people. They are burdened. Because being too aware isn't clarity, it's a curse. Most people live on the surface. They accept things as they are. They trust words at face value. They move through life protected by a kind of psychological blindness. But the overly aware person? They don't have that luxury. Their brain is always running, always scanning, always analyzing. Every gesture becomes a signal. Every silence becomes a message. Every inconsistency becomes a warning. They don't just experience reality, they decode it. And that's where the problem begins. Because once you start seeing patterns, you can't unsee them. Awareness destroys illusions, and illusions are what keep most people sane. Love feels pure until you notice the power dynamics. Friendship feels genuine until you see the hidden competition. Kindness feels real until you detect the underlying motives. The overly aware person lives in a world where nothing is simple anymore. Everything has layers. Everything has shadows. Everything has a second meaning. And slowly, they begin to lose something essential: the ability to believe. Their mind never turns off. At night, while others sleep, they replay conversations. Why did they say that? What did they really mean? Was that genuine or calculated? Their thoughts spiral deeper and deeper, not towards answers, but towards endless possibilities. And that's the trap, because awareness doesn't bring certainty, it brings infinite interpretations. And when everything can mean anything, you stop trusting everything, even yourself. The more aware they become, the more alone they feel, because they realize something disturbing. Most people don't see what they see. They notice manipulation where others see charm. They feel distance where others feel connection. They detect cracks in what looks perfect to everyone else. So they stop explaining themselves. They stop sharing their thoughts. Because every time they try, they're told, "You're overthinking. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things." But they're not. They're just aware. And that awareness slowly separates them from the rest of the world. It's not just others they analyze, it's themselves. Relentlessly. They question their own motives. They dissect their own emotions. They doubt their own authenticity. Do I really feel this, or am I convincing myself? Am I being real or performing? Is this who I am or who I've become? They become both the observer and the subject, and there is no escape from that loop. Because you can't hide from your own mind when your mind is always watching. Happiness requires something simple: presence. But overly aware people struggle with that because they're never fully in the moment. They're analyzing it, predicting it, questioning it. Even joy becomes something to dissect. Why am I happy right now? How long will this last? What's the downside? And just like that, the moment dies. Not because it ended, but because it was over-examined. At the core of extreme awareness, there's fear. Fear of being deceived, fear of being hurt, fear of losing control. So the mind tries to stay ahead of everything. It analyzes, it predicts, it prepares. But in trying to protect itself, it creates a new kind of suffering. Because you can't relax when your brain treats everything like a threat. Here's the truth no one tells you. Being too aware doesn't make you powerful. It makes you tired. It drains your energy. It steals your peace. It isolates you from others. And worst of all, it distances you from life itself. because life isn't meant to be fully understood. It's meant to be lived. So what happens to people who are too aware? Some learn to quiet their minds. Some learn to let go. Some find balance. But others stay trapped, watching everything, questioning everything, understanding everything, except how to stop. And in the end, they don't drown in ignorance. They drown in awareness.